Subscribe now.
I'm gonna ask you questions. Well, what are you trying to accomplish?
As far as my goals, long term, short term.
Short term, next year or so. Did you have a business plan you wrote up?
Not a business plan, no,
Okay.
not. But as far as short term goals, my for this year at least is to do 2 flips and to do at least 10 transactions.
10 transactions. Okay. So real estate really is a numbers game. If you're trying to do 10 transactions, how do you plan on getting to that? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. That's how you help the channel grow. And also, if you're looking to purchase or sell a property in DC or Maryland, I'm your guy. My contact information will be in the description down below.
As far as buyers, so I cold like I said, cold call. Well, I cold call. So I've been calling people, seeing if they needed any real estate services. I did sign up for the lead generation thing on Bold Trail.
Bold Trail.
Yeah, I don't know how that
They pay.
is.
You pay for it?
Yeah, you gotta pay for it. It's like $250 a month.
For how long? Are you locked in already?
Not yet. Well, they said it starts February, but I'm sure not locked in until then.
How much is it again?
$250,
For the year?
I believe. No, for every month.
So there's something cheaper. Wish you didn't do that. It's not cheaper. This is 3 something that I'm paying a month, but you'll see it. It can be split. So instead of paying the 250, you can pay 100 and something, and you'll see the amount of contacts. There's so many that I can't. That's why I'm open to sharing it with people, because so many. But if you're doing that, that's fine.
I'm not locked in yet though.
So if
yeah.
you're not locked in and you want to cancel it, you can.
Okay.
And we can talk about that. But how do you plan on getting to that number? So it's all good. Like, I want to be a millionaire, but how I'm gonna be a millionaire or billionaire. You know, having these dreams are good, but what we gotta do now is like, it's systematic. How do you get there? What are you planning on doing to get there?
With the 10 transactions, just trying to call people, trying to get clients.
Got you. So that's why we're meeting. It's
Okay.
all good. There's a better way. I wouldn't say better, but I would say, I got a notebook right here. Right here. It's so if you're trying to get 10 transactions, what you need to do, you just want to reverse engineer.
Okay.
How many people are you going to talk to get 10 transactions? You understand?
Yeah.
So I've been calling for like 3 years now. Some people are way better than me. Some people are not as good. But on average, I noticed that at every 200 contacts, and I don't count, some people count contacts like, hello, how you doing? Is this the owner? No, they count that as a contact. I don't. So maybe I may have way more contacts than I actually count. Only thing I count as a contact is the actual owner of the property. You understand?
Okay.
And they tell me, no, I'm not ready to deal with you. I don't want to talk, or they want to talk to me. So after speaking to the actual owners, out of every 200 owners that I speak to, I get one listing appointment.
Okay.
Out of all the one listing appointment, I'm pretty good in converting the listing. If I meet the person, obviously it's competitive. They're gonna interview some other agents, but if I meet them, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna get the listing. But let's say I give myself 75%. So now I know if I want to do 10 transactions, 10, and let's say 1 out of every 200 is a listing appointment, and we're gonna make it even slower. Let's say I do 50% of my listing appointments. I convert half of it. So that means I got to talk to 400 people
Okay.
to get to one listing. You understand? And out of that one listing I get, if you get, not all sell. Some of them are overpriced. I just took a house off the market that was overpriced. Some of them sell. So we got to split that again. So out of this one listing, if we do 800 transactions equals 2 listings, and hopefully your close rate is better, but we're just gonna make it as bad as possible. So then when you estimate, you're gonna
You
get better
overestimate.
results. Exactly. So let's say out of 800 contacts, I get 2 listings, and out of this I close one close. So now I know out of 800 contacts, I close 1. So for the year, if I'm trying to close 10 deals, I need to speak to 8,000 people. So when you said you do 20 calls a day, 306, or how many days in a year you work.
It's gonna
So
be a
now
lot.
it's going to be a lot. So you want to set the number and then set realistic goals.
Okay.
You understand? So when I knew for me 200 contacts give me one listing on average, sometimes it can be one contact. Like I said, 3 calls today, I got 1 lead. Yesterday I made, not 3 calls, 3 contacts today. Yesterday I contacted 13 people, no leads. You understand? So this is my calendar, right? For the month so far, what I did, if I know 200 gives me 1 listing, I bump my goal up. I'm trying to contact 280 people for the month.
Okay.
So regardless of what, I know I'm going to be above my 200 number, you understand?
Okay.
So far for the month, I already contacted 3. I'm under goal because I had these 2 days, I think I had I had a training in Virginia for 3 days where I didn't make any calls really. And that was New Year's. You don't really, want to do too much there. I mean, I think I called just a little bit and I stopped because it was the holidays. But so far, I'm at 92 out of the 250. So out of that 90, to get to this 250 number or whatever, I know every week I need to contact like 63 people. And
Okay.
so you reverse engineer it. If I need 10 closings, how many people do I need to talk to? Because just having a number in your head, it's like a fantasy. It's like somebody
Yeah.
waking up and saying, oh, I want to be a billionaire. What steps do you have to get there?
Okay.
So once you got your systems in place, that's why if you watch some of the videos, I say create systems, not goals. So your goal is not to close 10 deals. Your goal is to make X contacts a day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now you know your number. You need to kind of like reverse engineer that. And is it realistic? And with the bold trail thing you do, are they going to give you that number? Are you going to be able to attain that? That's all it's about. So if you're doing buyers, so there was 1 year when I locked in on Zillow. Not bad. It's very expensive. It's thousands of dollars a month.
Really?
But yeah, thousands. Some areas are cheap, 300 something, not bad. But Zillow does work. I did close maybe 10 deals out of Zillow that year. But this year that just passed, last year, I think I spent 10 grand on Zillow. Nothing was closing. And it's not them, it's just the market was tough on buyers. So once I hit 10,000, I just stopped. I'm like, you know what? This is money down the drain. I'm not making any money. But I was able to close 9 deals outside of Zillow.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's why I thought about it. I'm like, rather than paying all that money, I could have locked in on this and just worked this out. So if the calling doesn't bother you, and let me know if you can cancel that your subscription there. It's not bad.
But I also don't know if it works.
You don't know if it works. This right here, I can tell you, I don't want to guarantee it. It's just a matter of doing the job. You're gonna. So let me open it up for you. And when you call them, who do you call, by the way?
I usually try to call the homeowner.
Homeowner, are they trying to sell?
What do you mean?
Are they trying to sell their home or?
No, I was actually just going around. Well, I was just picking like a neighborhood, calling and picking, or like going down a neighborhood, looking at whoever owns the house and just calling them to see if they were.
Okay. So that's called circle prospecting. It's something you can do with this. It's not bad. So this app I use is also, you have that option there.
Okay.
That's called circle prospecting, where you just target a neighborhood and then call and find out. That's not bad. It's very slow. That's not going to get you 10 deals, but that would be very good for you if you stick with it through the long term. You become the known agent in that area. Really, it really works.
Okay.
It's just slower to convert.
How do you become the known? Like, what are you saying during these phone calls to kind
So
of just?
we're going to get there. These are the listing scripts right here.
Okay.
We're going to get to that, and I can send them to you as well. So I know you say Bold Trail, not bad. Vulcan 7 is what I use. There are a lot of different ones. This one right here is like $360 a month, but the good thing about it is you can pay annually or you can split it with another agent. So where it'd be like $130 a month
130 a month.
if you split it with another agent. You understand?
Okay.
So you go here. What you're doing is called circle prospecting. When you do a neighborhood search, you start a search for a neighborhood and it'll generate a bunch of numbers, and then you call. That's doable here as well. But that takes a longer time to convert because these people, you don't know if they're trying to buy or sell. So you can search in a radius. You do a circle in the map. You can do one, for example, standard. Start search. And so this is an area right here. I can put in an address. I can do a circle as a shape. It's called circle prospecting. You can do any kind of one you want to do. So let's see. Let me do this. This house I just closed. 12900. So I just closed on this one. And I can just search that neighborhood right there, and it'll give me all their addresses around. So what I normally do after I close in an area, I do that, and I send everybody in the area just closed to kind of let them know, hey, like a just closed flyer. I'll hand mail it out so they know I did some business there. Hasn't really materialized, but you got to kind of stick with this kind of stuff. What I do is called expireds. The expireds are, you got your Bright MLS, right? So you go to Bright MLS. These are all the houses that were on the market that came off the market. So these is better than circle prospecting because it's targeted.
And you know they want to sell.
You know they want to sell. Nah, you just got to convince them to choose you. What I also do is FISBOs, for sale by owners. This gives you the list of for sale by owners in the area. You know they want to sell, they're doing it by owner. Some of them will tell you, I don't want an agent. Some of them don't know a good agent, so they just put it for sale by owner. And I've had interviews with those.
Okay.
So that's more targeted. These are motivated sellers.
So when you're talking to somebody who had an expired listing, what are you saying?
We're going to get
Okay,
there. I got you. You know what I mean? Can't put the cart before the horse. I get the enthusiasm. So the search right here, if you do Vulcan 7, they'll walk you through how to set it up. Mine is already set up. I just go to my save searches, and these are daily expireds. And I do criteria to make. I just already uploaded it. I'm not going to upload it again. I do DC and Maryland, so that's how many expireds there are. So let's say half of that is DC, half is Maryland. So it's still 150 people you can call. It's too much. It gets so overwhelming, especially on the first of every month. A lot of houses expire on the first.
Really?
A whole lot.
So
First
how do you
15th.
know if you've already called them?
It's a system.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'll walk you through everything. So you do results, and these are all the houses that expired for the last. So it'll say DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I'm not licensed in Virginia, so I stack it by county, and then I uncheck all the Virginia ones. I'm licensed in DC and Maryland, so I select all the Anne Arundel County, and just giving you an example. We can skip this and just get to the meat and potatoes, but it's still good for you to know how it goes. So this is all Maryland. I just skip, and I'll come here. I know Alexandria. I'm gonna have a few more Virginia ones. I'll check them, and then I go here. I'm gonna check all the Alexandria ones, and then I go to Fairfax. I know that's an F. That's also in Virginia. I want to deselect. At some point, I had to uncheck all DC. I mean, all DC and Virginia, but I got my DC license, so now I'm only on selecting the Virginia ones. And as soon as I get my VA license, all of these I'll be able to reach out to. So it just increases your leads.
Okay.
So now, when you do this, you do export. And then it exports it. You do, when you export it, it gives you a list of. This is the one I did earlier. So if I go to my downloads, that's the one I did earlier. And this is how it comes out, right? It gives you name, addresses, listing company, all of that. But that's a waste of time. What Vulcan 7 does now is you upload that folder here. And when you upload that folder, it comes into what's called off market. There's a folder here called off market. Gotta find it right there. So right now, as I stand, I got 2,070 that I haven't even called yet. It's so many. These are all unqualified leads, but I know at some point these 2,070 people wanted to sell their house. You understand? Mm-hmm. So you rack and stack it. You go to the latest one, and this is January 1st. I already called all the ones for the day. I'm still calling some from January 1st because in January 1st, maybe over 1,000 or 2,000 houses went expired at the start of the year that I still haven't been able to get to yet.
Okay.
You understand? So let's say I select this list of people to call, and I do begin dial. You can call directly from your computer, but I don't do that. I call from my cell phone. You can include that or not. It's up to you. When you hit continue, what I'll do, instead of doing a standard dial, I'll do a pause and preview just so you see it. But if I do a standard dial, this is so fast. As soon as you call somebody, when you hang up, it automatically calls the next person, and automatically. So it speeds up your rate of calling. That's why that 800 number becomes very attainable, because this is boom, 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 boom. But you're doing it through your cell phone. But I'll do a pause and preview so you can see it. We're not going to call anybody. So when you do a pause and preview, it gives you a number. You dial it from here. And
A PIN is not a valid PIN. Please enter your personal identification number.
I dialed the wrong last number. I put a 6. It should have been a 7. 1337. When I hit dial.
Thank you. Once you click the start
So
button,
once you hit the start button,
your
dial session will begin. If you can, you cancel that and get this if you can. Or if you want to talk about at least doing half or something, that way you save, we can talk about that. But, so now it just gives you their numbers. So here's the deal. If I call this Oscar guy and I speak to him, out of all these numbers, it's the same like the one you're using. Maybe one of these is the actual number.
Okay.
You understand? Some may be wrong numbers. You get that. You get the don't call me, whatever. You know how it goes. So let's say I speak to this guy on this number. You can then hit contacted on the bottom. So I'll just do that so you see. Then I'll do not contacted. But let's say he picks up, a button is going to pop up. Ooh. Let me end that. I'm going to pause. A button is going to pop up that says contacted.
Okay.
So when I hit contact, if I hit not contacted, it'll leave a note here that not contacted, you know. If it did contacted, it would say contacted. And if I called it already, I'll show you what I do. But let's say I had a good conversation with them, and they say, yeah, we trying to sell. I move it to a folder, to a hot lead. I do like a hot prospect or hot daily. That means I got to follow up with them daily. If I talk to them and they say, I'm thinking about it, something warm, I do like seller weekly or something. Oh, sorry. There's a seller weekly follow up. You just got to have a system. So once you have a system, now your goals are attainable. It's not random. You're not just fantasizing about 10 deals. You know, if I do this, I'm going to get there. And then if it's, I always ask, we'll go through the script and you'll see.
Okay.
You know, I ask them, if we have a decent conversation, I ask them, is it okay if I follow up with you? If I can get the goal is to aim for the listing, but if they're not willing to meet with you, just ask them, are you okay if I follow up with you in a week or a month or so? If they say a week, based on the conversation, you can gauge whether you're going to ask for a week or a month.
Okay.
If they say, I'm not ready to do anything right now, you can ask them for the month out. If they tell you, I'm not listening till the spring, you can say, is it okay if I follow up with you in a month? But if they say, yes, I didn't like my previous agent, I'm okay to interview an agent, like the lady I spoke to today, she didn't like her agent. She's willing to meet with other agents.
Okay.
She told me to call her tomorrow. So that's a hot daily. I put her on the hot daily. And I also, don't trust my mind, I put a calendar reminder on my phone. And I already wrote her address down where I have. So the average sale, I've never called anybody here instantly and got them to sign with me. It has never happened.
What do you mean?
Like, hey, Mr. Oscar, how you doing today? You give your spiel and they say, yes, I want to pick you as an agent. That has never
okay.
happened.
Okay. I figured
It's
that was
always in the follow-up.
right. Okay.
It's in the second, third, fourth time you speak to them, that's when you actually get to close. Some people are fortunate the first time they speak to somebody, they get the deal. I may secure a listing appointment the first time I speak with you, but I've never gotten anybody to sign with me off that first conversation.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So the goal is always to put them in a folder to where you know now you're going to follow up. And then let's say I speak to this guy, whatever the conversation is, I'll leave the note. Like that lady I spoke to today, I can minimize it. I go down to my hot daily contacts. I can actually pull her up. So these are all like people that are looking decent. And then I read my notes. Was at work, will probably, you know what I mean, go with a different agent, ask me to call her tomorrow. So that's how you know, instead you kind of filter them from that chunk of people here, you kind of filter them. And when you're done calling, so right now over here you got 20 people to call. After you call all of them, you see each one may have 4 or 5 numbers or so.
Yeah.
One of these is going to be, this is one of the most accurate ones. Same as the other one you use. Some of the numbers are accurate, some are not, but this is, you're going to get some contacts, right?
Okay.
So you filter, well, once I'm done calling these 20, there's a way to select it. You can filter whether you want to call, let's go back to the off-market ones. The off-market ones, you see there were 2,070 contacts. So from here, I'm just trying to filter and pick out of these 2,000 which ones. So I'm narrowing, it's called a funnel. A funnel lit and a pipeline. So it's a funnel that goes like this, and then the pipe flows. So now you got this big group of people. You're just trying to narrow it down to who's my hot lead, and then your pipeline starts flowing.
Okay.
And starts flowing. So you're building a system. You're just taking your mind away from the number you're trying to get to and just follow your daily goals. All right. So here you can call 500 people each time, 10 people. I keep it at 50 or 25 when I make my list of people to call. Like if I do this one, if I select these, it's going to be 50 names that pop up because it's just a big chunk, you understand? Yeah. And the more you go down these, the date gets newer or older. So if I go to page 1, you'll see I haven't even gotten to some of these. That's back in August. So I give myself 6 months at most for expireds.
So you don't call anything within the past 6 months?
You can. Those are actually good ones because those are less competitive.
Okay.
The really good ones are like the ones that are expired today. You hit them early in the morning. Like I said, early bird gets the worm. You talk to them and you try to convince them why they should choose you rather than previous agent, right? And sales is not about convincing or selling somebody something they don't want. It's about finding the motivated seller. So right now you're just casting a broad net, which is not bad. That works as well. It is a business model, but this is more targeted.
Okay.
And you're not trying to sell somebody something that doesn't want to deal with you. You just want to find somebody who's looking for the right agent and then showing them why you are the agent they should choose. All right?
Okay.
So that's the routine that I use, and I filter. And those that say, oh, I'm not selling, I got a tenant in there, and I'm not selling for the next year, I don't just throw them by the wayside. I send them in a folder called Not Ready to Sell. And I send them mails every year, like 3-4 times a year. And I have gotten calls a year later from a gentleman that I sent a few of these hand mails when he was ready to sell. He didn't do it because his tenant wasn't ready to move out, but at least some agents just throw it away.
Yeah.
But if you keep following up with them, when they're ready to make a move, you're first in mind.
Okay.
All right, so to your script, what do I say? For circle prospecting, you probably have a script. I don't do circle prospecting, but I do send neighborhood hand mail stuff, which is cool. So for the script, what do I say? You can choose what works for you. And like I said, for me, really, it's not about, I take the personal thing out of it. It's a numbers game. And that's it right here. This is literally just the bullet point of my business plan. On Monday, I needed prospect for 6 hours. Tuesday, 5 hours. Wednesday, 4 hours. Thursday, 3 and 3. I know on average, each hour I may talk to 3 people. Some hours are very, very good. So for instance, look at yesterday. Between this time, I talked to 6 people. But this time, I talked to 0. This time, I talked to 2. This time, I talked to 5. So I added it, and it came up to 13. Today, I only did 1 hour, talked to 3 people, and then one of them was a lead. So you just want to track your numbers, and then you know how you're going to get there. So I know on Mondays, the goal, I should talk to 18 people on Monday, which I only spoke to 4 this past Monday. But on Tuesday, you saw I spoke to 24 people, so it kind of
Balanced out.
This day, I talked to 13, 1 over, so I know my goal for the week. And if it's in red, I didn't meet my goal. If it's in green, I went over my goal. I normally don't call on Saturdays, but being that I was like at 56, I'm trying to get to 63. I started calling today because I'm like 7 short. So I already did 3. I need 4 more contacts, and I'm gonna be good for the week. So all I need to do is, and honestly, my number is 200, but I'm targeting 250. So I know that I told you my number. If I speak to 200 people on average, I get. And so far for the month, 1 lead there, 1 lead there, 3 leads on that day. That was a good day, which was not a Sunday. It was actually a Monday. I just wrote it the wrong way. I got 2 leads there, 3 leads there. So these are leads now. These are people that are motivated. They're just trying to figure out what agent they got to deal with. So now they're more targeted.
Okay.
I call them more frequently, text them.
How frequent are you calling?
It depends on the conversation.
Okay.
There's not a blanket statement for everybody. A lady wants to go. I think she probably is going to select me, but she's in Florida right now. So I know she's not coming back for the next 2 months. And I really, you just try to offer value. Don't try to, you're not a snake oil salesman. The lady called me, her house is in Waldorf right here. She said she's out of town and would like to list in the next two months. I was just honest with her. I said, ma'am, I saw your house. And the good thing about this, it tells you DOM, days on the market, how long it was on the market for.
Okay.
I saw her house was on the market for about 200 days.
Hers?
Yes.
Okay.
I said,
Previously,
exactly. I said, to be honest with you, I want the listing right now, but if we put it back on the market immediately, it's going to continue that count. It's going to be 205.
How long does it take?
It takes 60 days. She was like, wow, I'm so glad you told me that. The last agent just told me, let's put it right back on the market. Because they were trying to target the listing.
Yeah.
You are trying to, provide service. So now she really appreciated that. And she said, that works for my timeline. So I know she's a very hot lead. She is in Waldorf, which is close by. But I'm not going to blow up her phone every day. But I will check in maybe once a week. Maybe a text, an email, something. And her daughter lives next door to her, so her daughter gets the mail. So I also send hand mail periodically, just so I'm fresh in mind, because she hasn't committed to me. She's going to talk to other agents.
Yeah.
But I want to be fresh in mind, and I'm the one that told her the truth. And I even sent her a screenshot of the thing I pulled up on Gmail that said on the 61st day, your listing goes back to a brand new listing.
Okay.
So you offer value rather than just trying to get the listing. That's a good strategy. I always target the listing. I always ask for it. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
But if they tell me I'm not ready, then you set up a follow-up. So when I call them for the expire, hello, my name is Raymond. I'm in Remax. I'm holding a, recent copy of the expired listings. I noticed your property on, I always look at the street, Venice Lane, and I was wondering if you'd be opposed to listing it again. You can kind of get one that works for you. If they said we're no longer selling, that's an objection. What you need to do, as a rookie, I would just say, okay, thank you, hang up. No, when you're getting better, objection handler, they're just trying to get you out of their face. And you got to understand them as well. A lot of people are calling them, so they're tired of hearing calls. So you just say, you always agree with them. You don't want to be a contrarian, trying to convince somebody. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
That's the old way of doing things, where people just target and, they drive the sale. You don't want to come across, it's like you going like a used car salesman, you understand? Or a snake oil, you don't want to be that. You just agree with them. When they say, we're no longer selling, you say, I totally understand, I totally understand. I was just curious why to change your mind. Some of them might hang the phone up on you immediately. Like, I just told you I'm not selling. Why are you asking me? But some of them will answer you. And say, we rented it out. Then you kind of know where they are.
Okay.
So all you're trying to do is get information. So why to change your mind? They tell you why to change your mind. My last agent didn't do this. Then you know it's an agent problem. You can't solve a problem if you don't know what the cause is.
Okay.
You understand? So that's why when they tell me we're not ready to sell, I got an objection handler. Like, I understand you agree with them. And the way you ask the questions is like, is that something you'd be opposed to? You don't want to ask a question where they give you a no. Are you trying to list it anymore? No. And then you lost it. Okay, so we keep going. Why to change your mind if you don't mind me asking? So they tell you why to change your mind. And you say, got it. This is just, all these are asking questions because you can't solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is. You understand?
Yep.
You are here to provide a service and solve a problem. So you say, got it. Curious, when your previous agent was updating you, what did they say kept the home from selling? So they can't tell you. Like this last lady, she told me, the agent didn't market it good enough. Somebody told me, I don't think the agent was experienced enough. Somebody told me, the government shut down. So you know what it is. So
And
now,
are you putting this in your notes with the client? Okay.
as soon as I get off the phone, in my mind, it's in my head. I may be jotting it down, but it's in my mind. As soon as we get off the phone, it's fresh in mind. I don't rush to go to the next call. I take my time. You got to be diligent. Put good notes in. Because I talk to so many people.
It's impossible to remember everything.
I make sure my notes are very, very detailed.
Okay.
Like, okay, this is, like I got a guy there. He's going to New York and he'll be back next week. And he might be open to meeting with me on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So I had to put that there. I take my time. When I get a contact, I stop. Because they say a bird at hand is better than two in the bush. You can wish for these 10 other contacts, but this is a bird at hand. I need to make sure I lock in on this one. So when I do speak to somebody, I put very good notes in as far as our conversation, and I also set a calendar reminder on my phone as to when I need to follow up with them.
Okay.
Because you don't trust your mind. What I started doing when I first started calling is I would write it down. Then the date goes by, I check my phone. Man, I was supposed to have called this person. Next thing you know, you see the house on the market.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they listed with somebody else. So I don't put it in my mind anymore. We got the technology. I make sure I set calendar reminders. So if I need to follow up with this person in a week, I'm setting the date, and I set maybe a day before to remind me, or 2 days before to remind me, and then 30 minutes before, an hour before. Then before I call them, I go pull it up, review my notes, so I know where the conversation was and where we picking up. And if I send them a hand mail, so for instance, the lady I just spoke to, what I normally do is I send them a hand mail as well. I'll show you that I wrote her address down, her name. When I put the note here, I sent hand mail sent. So it's just like, for me personally, I think there are studies that say this. It takes 21 contacts to kind of convert. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So a contact can be an email, text message, a conversation, face to face. Face to face is the best. You know, phone is better than hand mails take longer.
So when you're getting face to face with them, what does that look like?
So now that's the listing appointment, and we'll get there. But this right here is to set that up. So this is you want to find out why they didn't sell, and you also want to find out, you know, how soon they would like to sell. You want to see what you're probing for here. Some people see this as just unnecessary, but what you're probing for is motivation.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to target are motivated sellers. People that want your service. I'm not here to do business with somebody who's not trying to sell their house.
Yeah.
You know, I want people that are motivated. So all I'm trying to gauge is motivation and what the problem was. If the agent was the problem, I want to be a better agent. If they overpriced the house, I want to find that out. And I can still take the listing, but I want to take it letting them know, hey, I think it's overpriced. If it doesn't sell or we don't get any traction within the next week or two, are you opposed to like revisiting pricing? Because you give them your opinion, but it's their house. They still are going to make the decision. But at least you go into it with letting them know, hey, I think this is overpriced. If we don't get any showings in the next month or week, not even a month, a couple of weeks, let's revisit pricing. If you want to commit to that, you understand?
Okay.
So, proposal, you got to make the ask. The ask is to meet them. However you want to go about that, you can go about that. But it's totally up to you. I'll be happy to stop by one day this week. And when I'm there, I can share a strategy with you that I'm using to sell homes in your area. You got to make the ask.
Yeah.
And if they say yes, no, whatever, at least you asked. And if they say no, you got to follow up. This is key. You got to throw in the follow up before you get off the phone. When next am I going to talk to you? You understand?
Okay.
I can send you this. You can rephrase it and whatever works for you, but there are reasons why I put this here. Initially, I just got a script offline, but in dealing with people, these are things that I know I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I get off the phone, before I get off the phone, at least try to get the ask. If they tell me no, at least agree with them. Don't be a contrarian, but agree with it. Hey, I totally understand.
That's my thing right now. I'm just like only a couple times I've continued the conversation.
gotta
When they say
continue.
no, I'm like, okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Nah, but you know, while circle prospecting is tough because they may not be trying to sell.
Yeah.
They may just, but this now, you know, they wanted to sell at some
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
So this one, I have to extend the conversation.
Yeah.
I understand. I agree. You know, you can even say, yeah, the market is tough right now. You know, interest rates were at almost 8%. They just dropped. I agree with you. Oh, yeah, the government shut down, slowed down the market in the area.
Mhm.
You always want to agree with them, so you ease them down.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, so why did you change your mind? I get it. The market was tough. Why did, oh, yeah, all the government shut down. We weren't getting any business. Oh, we rented it out. So if they rented it out, I'm going to put them on a not ready to sell that I can follow up with for the next 2 years just by sending them mail.
Okay.
You got to have a system, you understand? So you need a value proposition. You understand? When I say in the real estate industry for over a decade, that is true. May have been an agent for less than a decade, but I have been literally in the real estate
As an
industry.
entirety.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't over exaggerate when I say I've been, I helped dozens of clients each year to buy and sell. That is true. But you need your value proposition. You may not have one now because you are brand new. You lean on Remax.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I first started. So you lean on the company. Hey, Remax sells the most houses globally.
Yeah.
This is true. Not in America anymore. I think it's Keller Williams or something. But still globally, we're still number one.
Okay.
So you can lean on Remax as a, hey, I'm with Remax. It's a known brand. We sell, you know. And honestly speaking, like I said, I got my first listing for 560 grand. We ended up selling somewhere 100,000 less because he was way overpriced.
How did you get your first listing?
This,
Okay.
let's do this. It was in Annapolis. The check was like 13,000. So it is worth it.
Okay.
And it works. You just got to do it. You understand? And not only the call, that didn't do it for him. He wasn't even here. He's a client that works on ships, like he's always on board in boats. But he had his either girlfriend or his friend living there. So I sent a hand mail there, and she received it. And I spoke to him, and she told him, hey, I got this mail from this guy named Raymond, and that helped me. That's another contact.
Okay.
So when he said, I called him again to follow up, he said, oh, yeah. Go to the house. The lady is there. She'll let you in. And she already knew me through the mail. So it's like multiple ways of touching bases with him. Like I told you, that 27 contact. But also, you want to get the bad ones off your pipeline.
Okay.
So
How do you
even
know if they're bad ones?
By the conversation. Some people may have been promising. It's like you're trying to talk to a girl. She gave you her number. Then all of a sudden she got another dude. She start dissing you. You know, okay, she's not giving me that much energy. Let me
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's the same thing. You trying to talk to the client. It may have started off good, but somebody else may have said something better than you, or they think somebody's a better option, and they start giving you the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
You also push them off after a few contacts.
Okay.
Because you're not, like I said, you're not trying to harass people who don't want your services. You're trying to look for people who want your services and show them you are the best. But the bottom line is, when you do get the listing, you got to deliver.
Okay.
You got to deliver. Even if it doesn't sell, let it not be because of lack of effort.
Okay. What do you mean by lack of effort? Like what shows?
So some people just put the sign in front of the house and that's it.
So when you
And
mean
the market
effort,
is
you mean
slow.
like open houses?
Not only that, communication.
Okay.
I got a listing that's been there since August. The market is slow. We've dropped prices a bunch of times. That guy gets a weekly update from me.
What are you telling him in these
I'm just
weekly?
keeping it real. Hey, I had an open house. This, I did this. I sent hand mails. I got X amount of showings.
Okay.
Just being honest. Let him know you're working for him. You're doing the job. It's not me. I've done everything possible.
You don't want to keep them in the dark.
Keep them in the dark. They're like, man, this guy was harassing me to get my business. Now my house is on the market for a month and they're shy to pick up the call. I got an open house tomorrow. I got somebody who wants to actually rent the place. So he's aware. I got a tenant right now, makes 80 grand a year, 600 plus credit score, so he might go with that. So at least I'm engaging him and let him know. You got, even if it's not moving. That one that I sold, my first listing, was on there for like 6 months. We went from 560,000 and ended up selling it 468.
When was this?
Years ago. It was my first listing. But it took
468 from 560.
yeah, he was overpriced. Nothing in the area was going for that.
Okay.
He was overpriced,
Yeah.
and I let him know he's overpriced. But he had an extra garage. Every other house in the area had 2-car garages or one. He was a corner lot, had 3-car garages, so he felt like his house was a little bit more.
Almost 100 grand.
Yes. Oh, nah, you'll see people that are delusional.
Okay.
They think their house is $1 million house when everything around them is going for $400,000.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're the professional. You got to come with a CMA.
So say that was the case. What do you say to them? So say you're at a listing appointment. They're like, yeah, I want to list for a million, but they're not going to get more than 600. What do you say in that case?
You take it out of your hand. I get it, but this is what the market is doing. You show them the numbers. That's it. You show them the numbers. It's not personal. Take your opinion out of it. Let the numbers speak.
Yeah.
The house down the street, similar to yours, apples for apples, sold for this. It was on the market for this. So you pull a CMA up, a comparative market analysis. We'll cross that bridge when you do get your first list and how to prep for it and all of that. But it's like, take it out of your hands. You're the professional. It's like you go to a doctor and they got their opinion. The doctor got to give them the diagnosis. That's what you're here for. You let them know what the market says their house is worth. You could charge $1 billion for your house. What the market is willing to pay for it is what it's worth.
Yeah.
So you take it out of your personal opinion and lean it more towards
The numbers.
the numbers. You show them a CMA, and you can actually urge them to go get an appraisal to see if it appraises for that. But even if it appraises for $1 million, if the market is not willing to pay $1 million, it's not worth $1 million.
Yeah.
You understand? But don't argue with them. Always agree. Hey, I agree. You got a lovely house here. Or not agree. I totally understand. You got a very beautiful house. I'm looking at the numbers. This is what the numbers say.
Okay.
This is what apples for apples, your neighbor's house, maybe 1 bedroom less, but an average bedroom is worth 15,000 or 30 grand, whatever it is. It's not worth 400,000 in a difference in price.
Okay.
So you let them know where, and guess what? Some of them might not even go with you. They're gonna go with that agent that promised them we can sell it for that price.
Yeah.
But guess what? You just keep doing your thing. When it comes back expired, there's a guy. Actually, he lives across from my mom and my sister. I went there. He opened the garage. He did a video call with me. He opened the garage for me. I walked toward the house. I just spoke again to him yesterday. He went with another lady from Keller Williams, and it didn't sell. I gave him my number. He went, but now, guess what? Hey, I was real with you. You know
Now
what I
he
mean?
trust you.
Nah, they're like, oh yeah, you stuck. Sometimes, listen, you're gonna do open houses. You're gonna buy snacks. You're gonna buy sodas. You're gonna print flyers, and then the house doesn't sell. You're spending money. So taking the listing, some people say it's good, but you're not selling.
Yeah.
You're spending.
The goal is to sell it,
The
not
goal
list
is to
it.
sell, not to list. So it's better you tell them the truth. They can go with somebody else, but when it doesn't sell and you come back around on the expired, I brought his memory back. I was like, yeah, remember you opened your garage door for me and I sold the house, you know. But he did go with somebody and it didn't sell. So now I also sent him a hand mail again. So I'll slowly follow up with him now, but there's trust there because what I told you, I said, I don't think it's going to sell for that price. And he wanted to stick with his guns and it didn't sell.
Okay.
So now there's more trust.
Yeah.
Because, hey, this guy so maybe if he's willing to drop the price, he can listen to you. The thing is, they talk about an avatar, right? That's what you want your client to be. It's not personal at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, for me personally, I don't do anything. I don't call anything below a certain amount. I don't call anything above a certain amount. Some people want to see a $4 million, $5 million listing there and call it. Realistically, have you sold that kind of house before? Some people might give you the shot, but if I got a $4 million house, are they going to pick the brand new agent who hasn't sold anything yet?
Yeah.
You understand? So you just be realistic to yourself and pick a range where you're comfortable with, knock it out, and then once you start increasing your sale dollars, you want to go there and be real. Some people say go after everything. I try to narrow it down where it's not personal. I'm just going after this. It's up to you. Once again, my way ain't the best way. It's just my way. As you do it, the more you do it. These scripts I got online from people that are proven coaches, but guess what? I had to tweak it to what works for me.
Yeah.
And you do the same in time. So for the listing appointment, do you want to move forward from the listing appointment or for sale by owners or another?
What do you mean? Do I want to move? Oh, like I'm gonna go with that.
So yeah, I mean, I can send that to you later.
Yeah.
These are FISBOs for sale by owners. And it's similar. My name is Raymond. I'm a Remax. Had a copy of the recent for sale by owners in the area. And I was wondering if you are interviewing agents to help you with the sale. They might say no. and this is an objection handler again. They say, "No, we're not interviewing anybody." We say, "I totally understand. You agree with them. You're not arguing with them. I agree. Agree with them. If the home doesn't sell in a month or so, would you totally be against the idea of interviewing agents to help you to sell? You understand?" So that's like, okay, I got you. You're not interviewing agents at the moment, but what about in a month or two if it doesn't sell? Would you be? And some people say, sure, if it doesn't sell in a month, and then that's when you do the ask again. You ask, is it okay if I follow up with you in a month or a week or whatever? Some people might say, no, I'm never dealing with an agent. Then you get them off your list. Your goal is not to convince people; it's to like find who your client is. You saw the list of just expired 2,070. Out of those 2,070, somebody wants my business.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I take it out of the personal spectrum and to more into like, who wants to sell a house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And who's looking for somebody? And I know I'm a deliverer, so that's all I'm looking for. Somebody that's looking for the right agent, and we go from there. All right, so this is a for sale by owner, and they also pop up here. And let me end this and go back to this other one. There's a system that I use. So when I call people, these are 50 or 20 contacts. After I spoke to them, what I do is I have my area. I do Upper Marlboro, Waldorf, Bowie, Clinton, anything close by around here. I move them to a folder called, let me see. It's called expired locals. You can break it down how you want to break it down, but expired local. So initially my first listing and closing was in Annapolis. I don't mind. I've listed and closed from calling here something in Baltimore.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So where the business comes, I go. But as I get business, I try to narrow it down. So even though it's thousands, I call everybody the first time. But then I separate the ones that are closer and I put them in the expired locals. So now I focus more on locally. And if I exhaust calling all the local ones, I may go into the other expireds. If I call them the first time, I send them to expired call 1. You just move them over so you can select. So for instance, from here, after calling them, I can select all. Or what I'll do, I'll scroll down and see if there's anybody here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland first. Or if there's anybody here in Waldorf or Clinton or any neighborhood close by. If there's nobody here that's close by, I just move all of them over to
Expired call.
expired call 1, so I've already called them one time. The locals, you see, it goes all the way down to 10, because the locals I try to touch bases at least 10 times, and if I don't get it by here, then I send it to like the not ready to sell or whatever. I move them to another folder. But after call 1, after I call them again, so expired locals, cancel. We're just gonna open expired locals. So now I'm narrowing down my search. There's still 56 people here. So now it gets more targeted. You understand?
Yeah.
Then after I call these, I move them to. I've called them now. I move them to 1. Move them. By the time you get to 10, then they may not want to work with you.
Okay.
But by the time you get to 10, you're gonna speak to them. You see the date when these statuses change. These actually are better because they are less competitive. When they first get expired, they get just blasted with so many calls.
Yeah. Why do people want to call the listing that just expired when they know that that doesn't make sense? I think it'd be the other way around though.
Nah, it makes perfect sense. Some of them really want to sell. Some of them, they're in foreclosure. They trying to duck foreclosure. Some of them have to move.
Oh.
So some of these people are motivated sellers. You take your personal opinion out of it and find out. That's why you go by the script. You know what I mean? Why to change your mind? When would you like to move? That's your job to find out what their motivation is. And not say, if it was me, don't call me. You don't know. This person may have a military offer. Like I know a couple who's trying to move to Tennessee, military mandate, they got to go by July, so they may have to sell. You never know. Your job is to take your personal opinion out of it and find out what their motivation is. Why do you want to sell the house? You know?
Okay. Are they not still binded with the other listing agent when it expires?
If it expired, no, they're not binding. That's why it expired.
Okay.
So now some people may hate you, but that's the deal. Get their business. I mean, they didn't do the job.
Yeah.
Your job is to show them why you're a better agent. But
And so what does it look like? So say you get somebody and they list with you. What if the price is the same as what their original listing was?
So it's up to you as far as running that CMA. It's not a personal thing. It's more so about I let the market dictate, you know. So one is was it priced accurately? Did it not sell because you were overpriced?
Well, I guess the better question would be, has that ever happened to you where you get somebody to list with you that was expired, but you guys are putting it on the market with the same price as it was before?
100%. But I go into it letting them know. I think if it's a good price, I tell them, hey, I think it was accurately priced. This person probably didn't do their job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that first one I closed, the guy told me hands down. He said, I think the lady was more concerned about getting married than selling my house. You know what I mean? So I know, okay. I still told him, hey, you're overpriced.
Yeah.
But I'll do a better job. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I didn't see him until like he had to move his stuff out of the house. That's when he called me, man, you did a hell of a job. I would like to see you before I move out. So I drove there to go see him. He was always in Mexico. He was always on, you know what I mean,
On
out
the
of the
ship.
country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
But
ship life.
exactly. I followed up constantly with emails so he knew where he was at, even though it was listed for almost 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he slowly dropped down the price because I told him I think it might sell around 470. We ended up selling at 468.
When you ask or when you're telling them, I think we should lower the price, how often are you doing that? Like, what's the timeline?
You
for
got
that?
to be specific. SMART goals. SMART, specific, measurable, reliable. A is for attainable and T, timely. You want to give them SMART goals.
Okay.
You can just Google what SMART, the acronym, means. And timely is like, hey, in the next 2 weeks, if we don't get enough showings, let's revisit pricing.
So I guess it depends on the situation then.
Yeah, but you want to be specific in when you're going to revisit pricing. And you do it via email or text so you have a proof of the conversation. Hey, you can, if you do it via text, you go call, you know how you do it on the iPhone, you reference the last conversation. Hey, remember we talked about revisiting pricing on this date?
Mm-hmm.
We've only had X amount of showings, let's revisit pricing.
And where are you getting the price from?
The price is what is the MLS. You do.
Well, I mean, like,
Taking
so
your
say
feelings out of it.
you're decreasing a listing price. What is the number? Where is that number?
So your number is coming from what you always thought it should be. So you're doing a search on the MLS. That's why I say you take your personal feelings out of it and you search the address. You do search, and for instance, if we're trying to sell the property I just closed in Laurel, we can put the address.
But if they want to go down on a certain number,
Hey, it's their house at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
work for them.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Yeah.
I told my guy we need to go to 268.
mm-hmm.
He wants to be at 280. I dropped it to 280. It's not my house.
Yeah.
You still honor the client. Your job is to service and be there for them. It's
Yeah.
their house. But you give them your professional opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, hey, there's a house right in your neighborhood that's listed at 282.
Yeah.
And they got 2 levels. You got 1 level and you're on the ground floor.
Yeah.
I think if I'm a buyer, I would want the one for 282 with
For
2
sure.
levels.
Yeah.
So if you want to beat that competition, same number of bedrooms and everything, and it's well renovated just like yours. If you want to beat them, be at 267 or 270. He said, nah, man, let's do 280 for now.
Okay.
It's his house. But at least I'm communicating,
Yeah.
and he's a repeat client. He's a fix and flipper. So So you always agree. Your job is to service and serve the client. That's fine, but you want to give him a professional opinion. And the bottom line is, once same thing happened with his last listing in Waldorf. He had a number, and I kept telling him 355. I think 355 is the number. He kept 4 something, 368. This, guess what? It was on there for like maybe a couple of months. He finally dropped it to 355. We got a couple offers. The very week we did it, and I say, you see? So now he trusts me. He knows very well it's going to sell at this number, but he's still trying to get the most he's trying to get.
Yeah.
I don't fault him for that.
Mm-hmm.
But the trust is there to where he knows I've sold like maybe 3 or 4 houses for him. So he knows whatever number I give him, we're always going to close right around there. I don't know why he's still fighting this game, but that, you know what I mean? So you do a radius search within 5 miles of this. And you
So you could put the, so I'm still trying to learn this. You could put the actual address in there?
You put the actual address. You do search, residential search. That's what we just did. You put the actual address. You can do within a 1 mile radius or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do,
Closed.
you
Right?
can do closed within the last 60 days or so. And you can narrow it down to bedrooms. If the house you're trying to sell is a 3 to 4 bedroom house, you do that. 2 to 3 bathroom house, you do that as well.
Can you explain how this goes to me? Because at first I thought 0 to 180 was
180 days, 0 to 180 days. So that's
from
36,
today's date?
Yes, from today's date, 180 days back. It's like 6 months back.
Okay,
So
that's
this is like 2 months back. I try to keep it as close as possible. So I do pending to see which ones are under contract, active under contract. And let's say the house I'm trying to list is 3 to 4 bedrooms. I can even narrow it down. Let's say it's an exactly 3 bedroom house, but it has between 2 to 3 bathrooms. So now I know there are 4 houses in the area. I check the results out, and my feelings are totally out of it. I say, dude, this is the price range right here. You can actually do a CMA. So if you do save or action, you select all of this and you do a CMA. It gives a comparative market analysis with all the breakdowns.
Okay.
We can get to this later, but all I'm saying is if we do a finish, let's just view it, see what it looks like. This is what you're going to show. Remax has one that we can do on the other website, the Remax site. They give you another CMA. More fancy looking.
Yeah.
This one,
I built a couple on this one.
yeah, so once it generates it, you take in your opinion out of it. This
Yeah,
is what
it's
the
the
market
numbers.
is asking for. So, so in your area, prices are listed between this and this, but you can even narrow it down to apples for apples, where it's only townhouses, so you take your opinion out of it.
Okay.
And you give them your number. But if they're stuck on selling it at this price, you can still take the listing if you just want the experience, but always send them that email like, hey, I don't think it's going to sell at this. Are you okay with revisiting pricing within 2 weeks?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if it doesn't sell, they don't come and blame you. You can always
Yeah.
say, hey, remember I told you we should revisit pricing. But one thing you really want to do, actually, on this phone, this is an old phone I don't use.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer connected to anything, but I don't have time to like sit down and study stuff. So even when I'm taking my broker's class, I just record everything here and I listen to it. So right on here is if I play this scripts and I hit play. You don't have to do this. That's what works for me. You can do it how you want to do it. So that definitely is not what I wanted to play.
Script.
So it's really this.
Hello, client. My name is Raymond.
It's up to you. But
Yeah.
so some people role play. Some people, yes, they role play. One person plays the client,
Yeah.
the other plays I just listen to it a lot, so it's stuck in my head almost like a music, like a track, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need your script because when you're calling, so for instance, you load up your dialer and you're calling.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there for 10 minutes, it's just ringing, 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 nobody's picking up. Somebody finally picks up, then you're stumbling across your words. All right, Ter. You're stumbling across your words because you don't know what they're saying, and then they bang the phone on you.
Yeah.
You understand? It's a waste of time, so you need to know what to say.
Yeah.
So when they actually pick up, you're having a conversation. Because sometimes you sit there 15 minutes, nobody's picking up. Then finally somebody picked up $600,000 house. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then they hang up on you.
Yeah.
You know? So
Okay.
you really need to know your scripts. So I have it recorded. I listen to it over and over. It's in my head. And then even if I don't hit it verbatim, I can pivot based on where the conversation is going to where I'm not stumbling across my words. I know the next thing I'm going to try to target. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's a lot, but if you were starting right now to narrow it down, you need to set goals. So for me, it's here. You know, be greater than your greatest excuse. If I'm tired, I need to be greater than that excuse of being tired. Limit social media. You know, even when I'm calling, sometimes you want to be scrolling on.
That's
I just delete it.
Yeah, I need
So
to
when I'm calling, what I do, Pomodoro technique. I literally go to my timer, and I go. You see, 25 minutes. So I'm calling for 25 minutes. This is all that's on my screen. The countdown is on as my phone is ringing. Yeah, I want to check social media. That's cool. I'll do that as soon as that countdown is done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And once this is done, guess what? I do a 5-minute break. Because you get, no, you can get overwhelming. So sometimes I do 35 and 7, 40 and 10.
Yeah.
But if I'm on a roll, I keep going.
Yeah.
It's like flow state. Once I hit flow state, I keep going until I feel like stopping. But if I'm not to motivate myself, let me just go for 20 minutes and I'll take a 5-minute break and get right back on it. So have a system, then you depersonalize it.
Yeah.
It's like a job now, but you have a system of what to do.
That's my thing, right? I need to find my system.
You need to create a system because Sarah's going to need her money every month.
Yeah.
Remax is going to need their money. How are you going to make it? You can't constantly be taking from your job to pay for it.
Yeah.
At some point, this has to sustain itself. So what you need to do is just come up with a system. And in starting off your listing appointments, like I said, just offer service. I got my first listing offer here without selling my. It's going to happen. There's enough to go around. You just want to really provide service
Okay.
and take it out of trying to sell. Where do I get my deal from? Just be of service to people. You understand? And then they'll come back to you and they'll refer clients to you, and then it'll start rolling. But right now, if I were you, you can see this and the other one you have. Which one do you think is beneficial, more beneficial?
This one, I don't know. I haven't seen the other one yet. Like, she hasn't given me any info on it yet.
Have you paid on it yet?
Yeah, they have my credit card already, but it hasn't been charged yet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna call tomorrow to see if I could cancel it.
Let me know if you can. And honestly speaking, I didn't want to say it when Tara was here. I don't even want you to. The reason because I kind of promised somebody else I might do it, but they haven't called me. If you're serious, I can just actually load you up on here. You don't even have to pay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean? So you can cancel that, save you some money. I can load you up here as a second user.
Okay.
I'm already paying for it, and I get one free user. You don't have to pay me anything while you're trying to get yourself going.
Okay.
And
Thank
that
you.
way you save your money there. And we don't have to do in person. We can do a Zoom, and I'll walk you through in
How to
more
use it.
details. Yeah, on how to
Okay.
use it. But don't worry about how to create a website.
Yeah. I
Don't
didn't
worry
really-
about how to do the CMA. That's fine. I'll show you when you get there. What you really need to lock in on is get a script. I can send you a script. Lock in on it. Memorize your script. Do a role play and set a goal. When do you leave the house for work?
I leave at like 10:40, but that's because I go to the gym. But I could wake up at 8 or 7 and call for 2 hours. But so the good thing about my job is like I'm at my job calling the whole time.
Okay.
Like I have a lot of downtime at my job that I'm
Okay.
able to call for hours.
So, how many hours realistically do you think you can call for?
At my job? Or
No,
in
just
a day?
A day. Realistically.
Realistically, I could do 8 to 10 in the morning. That's 2 hours. And then probably 5 to 8 at night. That's 5 hours every day. Is that?
You don't want to call past. I wouldn't say 8 is the legal limit. I don't call around 8. I do summertime. I do 7:30 when it's still bright outside. I do sometimes 6:37 is where I cap it off at.
6:37.
Legally, you can't call before 8 or after 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people do 8. I do a 7. You know, which is fair.
Yeah.
People are not in bed yet. You know. But that's good. So, just now you do the numbers. So realistically, if you can call for, let's say, 4 hours a day, those first 2 hours are key. That's when you're going to have a lot of conversations. Just expired, they haven't been bombarded yet with a bunch of calls, you're first there. First bird, you get that. Then the other ones that are good are the older ones. The ones that agents are not blowing up their phones. Those are also very good because they're not getting a ton of calls. Just do the math now. Take, like I said, depersonalize this thing and make it all
A numbers game.
a numbers game. That's it. So you can call for 4 hours. Some people, you see this. This is yesterday. I got 6 contacts. The most I got one time was 10 or 15 in 1 hour. It's doable. But sometimes you can call for a whole hour and get 0 contact.
Yeah, I noticed it was hard to actually get the person.
On the phone.
Yeah.
So over here, it's automatic. Boom, boom. You saw how it was just ringing. The next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. It's
That's
automatic.
a lot easier.
Lot easier. And what we can do though, if you do want to pay anything, I would say rather than the $300, you can probably pay like $40 where we can get extra numbers. That way the number doesn't come across as spam. So right now I pay for 5 numbers so we can change it. Because if you call in thousands of numbers from the same phone, it does.
Oh, it makes your number a spam call?
Yes, eventually it does. So what I did was
I didn't know that.
yes, what I did was you can get more numbers. So these are the numbers.
Okay, I'll pay for more numbers then.
Yeah, we can get more numbers and you can switch them up every day. That way,
It's not making all of these spam.
exactly.
That works.
So we can increase the amount of numbers that we have to reach out, and I'll walk you through the whole deal. And honestly, I'm already paying for this. I've paid for it for years. You don't have to go. You ain't got to give me the money. I'm not short of money. Let's just put it like that. So if anything, you can just get extra numbers. You understand?
Yeah, I'll get the numbers.
And then
for
we
it.
go from there. Just cancel that other one because what they're doing over there, you can do over here as well.
Okay.
Plus, you get more targeted. Not only that, there's so much more. I just haven't had time. It's just so much here.
That you can't call it all.
I can't call it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's so many more. There are businesses, there are investors. They give you for sale, for rent by owners are on here. Pre-foreclosures are on here. These are for rent by owners. There are so many other ones you can call, but I can't even get through these.
Yeah.
And out of these, just to be totally honest with you, these are my seller nurture that I've spoken to and built 47 in my pipeline that I've had conversations with that may need to deal with me in a month. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then the warm ones that I feel like I may have 5 or 6 there. The warm one, maybe 1. Then the hot ones that I need to be on, I had good conversations with recently, it's 5. So this is how, no, actually, yes, 5. So now I'm locked in on these and I'm following up on them. And now out of these 5, 1 or 2 of them are going to be a listing, at least 3 possibly. You understand? So that's all it's about. And then you go from there. So now, just do the numbers. Take your personal feelings out of it. Let's say you are not good. You're terrible. And you're only talking to average 3 people an hour. 4 times 3 is 12 contacts a day. How many days can you do it?
To make how many contacts?
Now, how many days can you call?
Every day.
So some
7.
people call on Sundays. I don't. You can. But if you want to do it every day, you do 7. So that's 84 contacts you're going to get in a week. You times that by 4. You see where you are?
Yeah.
So you go way past me on that 250. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of this 336, if you're a rookie and not as good, you're going to have at least 1 or 2 listing appointments in a month. then before your listing appointment, we can really lock in on that skill as to what you say when you're there.
Okay.
And honestly speaking, all it's about is listening. If you go to a listing appointment and you're talking more than the client, you've already lost the deal. Your goal is to let the client talk to you and you want to find out what their need is.
You want to be more interested than interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not about you.
Yeah.
Oh, Remax did this, I sold that.
Yeah.
Cool, what the hell are you going to do for my house being sold?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want to know. They don't want to hear about your guts and glory and all of that extra stuff. They want their house sold.
Okay.
So you take yourself out of it, you let them talk. There are qualifying questions that you can either have on your mind, and you can be honest. I wrote down some questions I need to make sure we go through, and bullet points. But you want them talking. Obviously, there is a value statement where I do have my value statement as to what I bring to the table. You know what I mean? You can create your own value statement, but at the end of the day, let them give you information.
Yeah.
Find out what the problem is and try to solve it.
Okay.
And for you, this is probably the best thing for you to do because of your schedule. You can control your schedule and you can actually make the calls. It's like water off a duck's back. Don't let it bother you. It's not personal.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't bother me at at
You're
all.
not trying to talk to people who don't want to sell their houses. You want to talk. Some people say, "Oh, I got calls from 20 agents." Sometimes I just laugh it off. Well, 20, at least the agents are working. Sorry about bothering you. I'll talk to you later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get to somebody like that lady I told you. If you look at this is today, when I put it, lead APT's appointments. How many appointments did I set? Lead, she was like, call me tomorrow. I'm at work right now.
Okay.
But I'm not going with the same agent. Can you text me information? And guess what I did? I stopped for a second. And like I said, there's so many contacts, but when I do hit somebody, I stop and put very detailed notes in. And this is the text message I sent to her. You know, this is now my Zillow lead link with client reviews. You don't have this at the moment, but there was once upon a time when I didn't have that. So I got client reviews, past sales. Within the last 12 months, I did 10. That one I sold in a few days ago. But now they can see, and then over here it has a video. If you play the video, it can tell you why you should hire me to sell your house. You understand? But it also has client reviews. Then it also has all my sales in the area and listings. These are all my sales in the area and listings, and it goes. Well, it's not working right. But anyway, as far as Hagerstown, I've done 2 deals over there.
That's far from here.
Yeah, real far. 3 hours drive. I hated that listing. I wanted it to go so fast. Because whenever I got an open house, it's a 3-hour drive. But it's a repeat client. It's actually the same guy I got his property on the market now. He's a repeat client. He flips houses.
So if you have a property that you're doing open or like doing a showing, can you have somebody be there in place of you?
An agent.
Another agent, okay.
Yes.
Right.
I got an open house tomorrow. Actually, Kier, the agent here, has done a couple of open houses for me.
Okay.
You can do that as well. I got a listing now. I'm doing an open house tomorrow. You can come if you want to. I don't know if it's going to move. It's been on the market for a while. We did just drop the price, so we might have some new buyers in there. But that's a way for new agents to kind of meet buyers is in open houses.
Oh, I see.
So when they come in there, I have a sign-up sheet. They can write the information. You can take that information and follow up with them.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have an agent? You know, and then that's a trick for other agents to meet buyers.
I didn't think about that.
They host open houses for other agents. So call Tara or whoever's here. Hey, do you guys got any listing? You heard people talking about their different listings. Are you okay if I host an open house for you? And then you do the open house on the weekend. You meet some buyers.
Yeah.
So that's another way to meet a buyer right now.
Yeah.
I'm good on the buyers. Like I said, you control your schedule.
Yeah.
You literally sit on the phone, you lock in, and I got my calendar. Every time the year rolls around, I buy one of these. And it's not personal. And if it's an ex, I didn't do my job. But I'm not mad at this. I had a 3-day meeting in Virginia for training, so that's fine. And this was
3-day meeting?
Yes, for my the other. You know, I told you I'm a manager, so I had to.
Okay.
You know, well, one day was like, and then the 2-day meeting. So that was actually Monday and Tuesday. So that should have been here. But anyway, I had Monday, Tuesday. So I had 2 days off because I had that meeting and training.
Okay.
So I'm cool with this week going off. This is my first solid week since the year has started, and I got 3 now, so I am 4 calls short of my goals for the week.
What's your monthly goal? 220?
250
No,
as far as 250 to, you know. So if you can do more, yours is way higher, and you need more because you may not be as well versed.
Need my reps.
You need your reps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you don't want to learn on the client, but the learning is in the doing as well. So you got to do it to learn and see what works and what doesn't work. Because I had my script that I downloaded online, but some of it, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I made mistakes. That's why I had to put this in colors. Objection handler, I get this a lot. And just to say, okay, thank you, and get off the phone, no.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
goal is to keep the conversation going. You don't want to, they tell you no and you just brush them off. No, you totally understand. You agree with them.
It's sales.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I agree. I understand. Yes. Oh, man. The D.C. area, this government shutdown really hit the area. Houses weren't selling. I totally understand. Why did you change your mind, you know? You agree with them and you want to find out why to change your mind. Oh, we just rented it out. Some people are very nice. They will talk to you. Some people will be very rude and obnoxious.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And you, cool. You just brush it off. You just want to find out why. And then you go to the next one. This is why did it not sell? What did they tell you? If they say, oh, I got no feedback, well, that's where you throw in your value. Well, what I try to do is make sure I reach out to my sellers at least once a week and give them an update on what's going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Would you say we're good for the day?
Yeah.
All right. So
I learned
if
a
you
lot.
want to set this thing up, we can do that possibly maybe tomorrow or something.
Yep.
We can do that tomorrow evening, and that way on Monday you can hit the ground running.
Sounds
You
good.
know what I mean? The good thing is I'm on vacation from my, all this week, so it's actually a solid week. So instead of instead of this goal, you see the days go down. This is 6 hours. I just on average 3. This is 5 hours, 15 on average 3.
Where do you see, where are you putting the hours?
Hours I do on the bottom.
Oh, okay, I see.
I just do on the bottom. 6 hours. I didn't do 6 hours that day. This day I did 5 hours and I did way more than average. I know I'm going to get more if I hit my hours. Anytime I hit my hours, it's going to be more. It just happens. Whenever I hit my hours, I get more contacts. That's a very low estimate, I'm telling you. The 3 contacts an hour is very low.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You can get 6, 7, up to 10.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it as low as possible to underestimate.
Yeah.
So my results are going to be way higher than,
I see what you mean.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want to overestimate
Estimate and be let down.
and then be down when
Yeah.
and be depressed.
Yeah.
So when I underestimate, and it's still a lot,
Yeah.
I end up getting way more. So this is my first solid week of the year, and I'm like 4 short of my goals. That's all it's really about for me. It's not about the sales, the this. Yeah, I just closed one. I wrote another offer. I'm about to put one on the contract. That's not what it's about. Those are cool. Yeah, I got a deal coming in February. That's fine. I got a listing. That's fine. But this is what's next. You eat what you kill. Hunter-gatherer. Really like the primates. You know what I mean? So what's next? Down the line. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about February or March. I'm worried about April, May, June. And I'm working on it right now. All right?
All right.
Cool, man.
I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your ultimate hub for real estate insights, breaking news, entrepreneurial wisdom, investing strategies, and self-development hacks. If you're ready to expand your mind and stay ahead of the game floor, you're in the right place. Subscribe now. Your future self will thank you.